For the first time in the 10 years of the Heineken League, the top scorer in goals and assists is homebred, with Tony Hand unquestionably the best ice hockey player Britain has produced, finishing with 185 points and holding off the challenge of many experienced Canadians, led by his club colleague Chris Palmer, who ended with 182. Murrayfield Racers also boasted the best home record in the league. They were beaten only once. It is, though, interesting to note that while the top four scorers, all of them included in the starting lineup, Mike Ware and player coach John Newby being the other two, while they recorded an average of over 15 points a game, they also recorded 60 minutes in penalties. Nottingham Panthers were 8th when Kevin Murphy took over at the turn of the year, but finished in 3rd place, with several of the British players responding to an increase in time on the ice. Particularly Simon Perkins, who scored all his points under Murphy and who has a place on the top line. Alongside the leading scorer, Canadian Paul Adey, he had 124 points, and Steve Moria, once the leading light of Cardiff Devils. Moria is now in fact the hockey boss at Blackburn, but has been loaned to Nottingham to replace Chris Kelland, injured while captaining Great Britain to their gold medal position in Group B of the World Championships. Possibilities here, Perkins waiting, Moria is in the crease, but the puck isn't going to come his way. Chance of a breakout, Hand in possession. We're down to 5 seconds on the penalty. First power play is going to produce nothing.
Racers are now back to full strength.
Racers at full strength, but now here's an opportunity. Here's Adey. Good stop by Martin Mackay. It's curious how often a chance comes just as the player comes out from the penalty box.
Adey got it over to Perkins. Perkins got it back. Good 1-2 here with number 24, Mike Ware, backing up. The backhand pass comes over the shot. Mackay is perfectly positioned to make the save. From upstairs we see the little flick, but that's right in the breadbasket.
Martin Mackay, one of the many local players and one of the 3 goal miners to achieve a shutout for Great Britain in the World Championship. His came against Bulgaria. It's a record which is thought to be unique. 3 shutouts and 3 goal miners taken to Holland for those championships. Gordon White trying to start races on their way again, helped out by Paul Hand, but not too successfully. And they're playing bat puck at the moment. Pushed in by Hunt. Kurtenbach waits, but not there. King has to come back. Kurtenbach again. And now Hunt scores! Simon Hunt opens the scoring. Cleanly struck. His second goal of the playoff competition to go with 17 he scored in the league season.
20-year-old Simon Hunt breaking down over the blue line, the top of the circle, keeps it low along the ice. The goaltender is way out, but he somehow finds that far corner. Simon Hunt, this is how the goaltender sees it, coming at him. He just keeps it down there, pops it in the back of the net.
So first blood for Panthers. And he took a goal away from Simon Hunt. It's his 3rd goal in the playoff competition. Here's Steve Moria. Nice. Oh, that was a bit unfortunate. Perkins would be a bit cross with himself for not taking that. Picked up by Newbury. And it was Mike Ware. Didn't get it on target. Mike Ware can pick it up again. Pentland. And they've got 3-on-1 here. Ware. Too many passes. And it's still loose and finally in. And it's man-hand.
Well, that one took a long time coming, Barry. You said there were too many passes, and that was almost the truth in the end result. Passes were going across across. Ware was skating away from the puck. He really couldn't get a handle on it. He threw it in front. That came off a skate. Newbury is in the far side. Eventually, Tony Hand out there gets the pass from Chris Palmer and pops it in the open net. Ware can't control this. Throws it in front. That goes off a skate. Palmer then eventually gets it out, and Hand eventually puts it in the net.
With the deflection, ending up with Tony Hand unmarked on the edge of the crease. You can't do that without conceding. 1-1. Chased down the left side by Matt Trickett. John Slater trying to get to him. Again by Panthers. Certainly a tighter opening period than we saw in our first match over this Easter weekend. Now a bit of space. Samper trying to get up. And that's Paul Hand. Samper had made the run down the left wing. And Paul Hand following his brother.
Paul Hand keeping things in the family here. A nice little drop pass, the big defenseman right at the top of the circle. Again, we see a low shot going into a corner. Terry Curtin back, goes with the attacker. Low shot, goaltender beaten, 2-1.
Time of the goal, 9 minutes, 46 seconds.
2 goals in 36 seconds, and the home side have the lead. A little battle goes on, but William has a look at it, decides there's not much to be too concerned about it. Steve Moria, meantime, has it up at the other end, tries to tease his man, doesn't quite succeed. And away comes Paul Pentland at the start, and Tony Hand carrying it on, nicely dispossessed. Good play by Paul Adey. Back to Odland. Looking for Perkins, didn't find him. Tony Hand, he's got Palmer left, he's got Newbury right. Palmer who's come across the face. This almost was a nice play indeed, but didn't quite come off. John Newbury couldn't take it, but they've got a man over, and Mike Ware takes it this time. Good comeback by Murrayfield Racers from being 1 down. They're now 3-1 up.
When you've got a guy 6'5", put him right in the thick of the action. Ware should be back at the blue line ready to take a shot, but he moves right in front. Big Ware, number 24, look at this. Nobody's going to push him out of the way, and just like a forward, he pops it home. From upstairs again, Ware circles, he decides not to go back to the blue line, and he finds that far corner.
Crowd didn't like that. Slater involved, a little bit of afters going on involving Tate and Slater again. They're having a go on the blue line. Meantime, Paul Hand got on with the hockey. Here's a man in front, that's a good save by Young. Up comes White. Death or glory stuff. And a good dive in. Tate was hurt by that.
Excellent move by Ashley Tate. It's unusual for a forward to want to slide in front of a shot. Usually that's left to defensemen, but this youngster sees that there's a golden opportunity back at the slot area and gets in front of it. Action again, right in front of the goaltender. Young goes down, makes a great save. Now watch this, Tate goes down and says, oh, what the heck, I've got medical insurance. And he deflects that high into the crowd.
Lining 3 across to take 2. Good pad on that by Young. Still in the Nottingham end though. Tony Hand being hooked but not marked, and there's another goal scored by Chris Palmer.
Barry, a terrible defensive move started this thing off. A pass that ended up on Ware's stick back in the blue line was eventually tapped in to Hand. Hand gives it to Palmer. Look at all the room he's got out there. No one is molesting anyone, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. You're supposed to be knocking these guys down in front of the net. They're standing there looking for whatever, pucks like that. That was so easy for Palmer to put upstairs. 4-1.
Comes down to curtain back. Shot from a distance. Don't think that Martin Mackay knew too much about that. Slater around the back. Should be the defenceman's, and is. Curtain back, can he hold it in? He can. It's good play by Terry Curtain-back, and that will be an icing call. Well, it's not, which surprises me.
It surprised a lot of players on the ice too.
Comes down to Curtain-back. Not quite sure what qualifies as icing, if that doesn't. Just banged away. This is Perkins, taken off his stick by Smith. Looks a tighter little player, David Smith. Perkins again. I don't know why he doesn't have a name on the back of his jersey. Slater. Smith, a difficult name to spell. Not quite as easy as Smith. That's loose in front. Picked up by Tate. Play by Paul Hand. He's been very calm and very effective and scored a very good goal. Curtain-back up to help. Pushing forward more at the start of this middle period, and that's gone in. Slightly messy goal, but they all count.
Paul Hand tried to clear this out of the crease, and it took a deflection. Bounced in. Let's watch this. Hand getting back, lays the stick down. Tate comes in, and that goes in off his leg, and that's going to count. Number 32, Paul Hand. A good interception there, clears it away, but just to the top of the crease. That took a deflection, and it goes in the back of the net.
Moria, a good sign for Panthers if he can find the form that he had when he was a senior player. Picked up by Waghorn. Simon Hunt trying to move in. No way that Oderlin can take that. Might take this though, a gap opened up in front. That's a good try. Smoothly done, but not made to count. Here's Tony Hand, one-on-one here. Look at the pace of that. Hit the netminder as he turned to see where it was going.
Excellent stuff at both ends. Tony Hand putting a shot on, and at the other end of the rink, Oderlin, the big defenseman, going in and trying his luck.
2-on-2. Tony Hand. Now you see it, now you don't with him. This is Palmer. Good touch, good hold on. Newbury, who was denied, had a couple of bites.
How many times have we seen 1, 2, and this time about 3 players standing right in front of the goaltender, not a black shirt in sight? Palmer, Newbury, one bite of the cherry. Young goes down in the crease. Ware comes in heavily and moves out the the young defender.
Tony Hand. Ware's hopes ended quickly by Oderlin, who finds AD. Moria taking a good forward position and took 2 men out by that. And the follow-up, 2 good saves. But what lovely play by Moria, created so much space down this left side.
The goalie came out, but the shots were right at him. Sorry, I don't mean to take anything away from him, but you got to hit those corners.
Is AD trying to find a way around his man? Over the top he goes.
Hunt's first shot was peppered right at the goaltender. Waghorn comes in. You got to keep them down, hit the corners, or put them through the 5-hole between the pads. Take a look at those saves. Hunt coming down. He sees pressure coming from his right. That goes right at the goaltender. Look, he's way out there, perfectly positioned. And again, it's right at the goalie. Lots of players on either side. Go for one of them.
Tony Hand, the top 2 lines on against each other. Oh, and a very simple goal by Mike Ware.
Ware picks up his 2nd goal of the game. He's doing what he does best. Look at him go forward in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Where's his checker? Number 13 is following way behind. That's Hunt. He should be with him. He should be out there. Ware is allowed to walk in. That's a simple goal, as you said, Barry, between the pipes or between the pads, and that should have been closed down earlier. 5-2 now the score.
So 6 minutes left. Interesting choice here. We've got the two top lines on against each other. What's your view about that?
Well, this is what Murph wanted to do. That's the only way he can hope to contain the likes of Palmer, Newbury and Hand.
And he almost got a bonus from Moria there. For a while he just put on a checking line against them, but now it's top draw against top draw, and that's a good save. Out of the top draw, one might just have said. Here's 80. That's good play, but he can't get a shot in. And here comes Ware.
Excellent play there by Pentland. Good defensive stop, a one-on-one situation. He took the man just like he's supposed to do.
Ware. 80. Double assist given on the goal by Ware. Not quite so simple in the statistical side of things. Waghorn might have got a deflection but didn't. And Tony Hand is free, but he wasn't getting the puck. Called for it. 80. Hunt back on the blue line. Graham Waghorn turning. Casual pass and not a good one, and this let in Tony Hand. He was also just a touch asleep. But Panthers have gone into their old mode for a moment, threatening to come back a bit. But they're letting racers run things once more. Tony Hand. Moria. Picked up by Simon Hunt. Ashley Tate to his left, Simon Hunt, can he get the shot? He can! That's a very, very good goal. One end of the ring to the other. Good stuff from Simon Hunt.
Hunt has just made up for poor marking on Ware a moment ago when he scored his goal. He picked this up, a bouncing puck in front of his own net, takes it all the way down the rink, up against Paul Hand, goes by him, up against Pentland, turns around, everybody watching, and again through the pads. Goaltender's got to stay up. He makes a move before the shot even comes.
5-3, Panthers staying in touch. Crowd a little restive for the first time. And a little bit of a follow-up. Ware and Hunt. It's the Panthers fans in front of us who are complaining, and Ware's going to go.
This is the kind of thing you have to see from Murrayfield. Roughing, boarding, charging, silly penalties. Once you get them doing this, watch this. This wasn't necessary. He follows through. You want to follow through. The stick is up. It's heavily into the boards. That's definitely a penalty. You wind up guys like this, like Ware, he's going to lose his cool. I can tell you that. I've seen him play. The whole team are like that. Once they play controlled hockey, they're unbeatable. But once they lose it and they spend time in the box, boy, you can beat them.
It's only the second power play of the match. Both have been to Panthers. Nothing from the first. Could set up the final period if they can get something from the second. We've got men over on this side. Hunt coming around. And into the last minute of the middle period. And that's Newbury taking up a lot of good time. Going around the back. Tony Ham will go around the back of his goal. Seconds wasted. A little bit fortunate there maybe, but it comes through. Newbury. Dispossessed by Simon Hunt, and here's Paul Adey. Hunt up in possession, and well, I'm a bit surprised there wasn't another penalty called, because certainly it seemed to me that Slater was slashing away at his man.
There's definitely a lot going on off the puck out there, and McWilliam is letting things go. He likes to referee a flowing game. He doesn't want a lot of starts and stops out there. But when players are impeded and they don't have the puck, then that's interference. And there were one or two interfering moves out there, but he's let it go.
25 seconds left. Curtain back, it's loose in front, and somehow Moria can't force it through. Good stuff from Mackay.
curtain back just inside the blue line, lets the shot go, the rebound comes out. Good goaltending, he holds his ground, he stays up, and eventually pokes that away.
"20 seconds remaining. And a rob by Tony Hand, going for the short-handed goal, is wide on the near side. Kurtenbach gets his man, who was Paul Hand, but it's Hand who came out with the puck. 5 seconds of the period remaining. It's got to be a shot quickly, or else they'll be beaten by the clock. Well, the shot came, but it was wide. The penalty will be carried over into the final period. 2 goals between the teams. Murrayfield Racers 5, Nottingham Panthers 3 at the end of period 2. So some neat handwriting of, in fact, a Nottingham Panthers supporter. And she will know that there are still 42 seconds left on Mike Ware's penalty as we start the final period.
Ready? Come on, fellas. Go,
Could be a vital few seconds for Nottingham Panthers. Back goes Odlin. Seconds ticking away. They've really got to make this attack count. And they might just. Odlin continues. 80 waits. Little nod of the head. Down to 15 seconds left on the penalty. Moria hasn't got anybody in front. Bit of a deflection comes to Waghorn. Goes again to 80. Odlin in front. And the Racers have survived the penalty. And on comes the man. Nearly surprised Simon Hunt. And a good middle period after his error. Waghorn with a shot, it's in! And he got a deflection in front. And I think it's Simon Hunt again. It is indeed.
Hunt picks up his hat trick with 54 seconds gone on the final period. All the way back, Waghorn peppers this one towards the goal. Perfectly positioned is Simon Hunt on the left post as you look out down the ice. Now he's on the other side. Look at that for a little tip. No one there to pick him up.
So just 1 goal between the teams. John Newbury. 80 didn't take it away. Pentland, big crowd in front, chance of a break. 2 on 2. 80 and Simon Hunt. 80 goes for the shot. It's out in front, almost selected by Moria, but not quite. Out come the Racers. Tony Hand in possession. Good skating down the middle by Chris Palmer. Mike Ware was in on the goal, but the puck didn't come through that way. Down to 80, down to Moria. But they're all a bit tucked in on the left side. Comfortably picked up by John Newbury. Watch the play nicely. This is Chris Palmer coming down this side, stopped by Odlin. End-to-end stuff, Moria in possession. Could have dropped it the other way, but didn't. Easier to see from up here. Waghorn was waiting. Waghorn now round the back to collect. Tony Hand in possession, down to Simon Hunt. Hits it from distance. He's got 3 for the first time this season. He was looking for 4. But the puck out of play, and he and everybody else can have a breather.
Oh, this game is wide open. Good end-to-end stuff. We're seeing a brand new Nottingham Panther team out there. They're all fired up. I don't know what Kevin Murphy said to them during the break, but he certainly has put a new sense of urgency into their play. They've come out firing. They're starting to hit, and they're throwing the passes around. Murrayfield look a little too relaxed at this point.
Ever couldn't make it. Slater comes away. Paul Hand this side, David Smith in possession. Smith. Lovell over this side, Lindsay Lovell. Oh, and a mistake by Mackay. Goodness me. That would have been a huge embarrassment. Tate watching his man. Lovell over this side. lot of work being done by Slater, tries to find Lovell. Randall Webber. Played it out seemingly blind, but it's going to arrive at Perkins. Ashley Tate for the pullback. Digs it out. Got two men back on the blue line. Curtin back with the shot. Couldn't get to the touch. Good Randall Webber. Down to King. Way by White, but not well away. Perkins waiting in front. Doesn't get the touch again. King. But some pressure here from Nottingham Panthers. Smith bangs it away. It's out of the zone, which was the main requirement. Curtin back will take it in. Hits from long range.
Mackay decides at the second attempt to call for a face-off and a change of personnel out there. The Racers were struggling with that second line of theirs. A moment ago, this guy almost pulled off the fan of the century. He was looking the wrong way, took a swipe at the puck. Unfortunately, as it missed his stick, it hit his pad behind, but he could have had egg all over that mask of his.
O'Lynn, good play by the player coach John Newbury. Certainly works up and back.
That was a crucial interception. Odelaine with a great pass forward, but Newbury getting back in his defensive role. Got the stick out to break that one down before anything came of it. Odelaine flips that across. Newbury, look at that, batting it down out of midair to break up the play.
Moria, 80 and Hunt. Moria. 80. Whistled around the back. Out to Chris Palmer. Lovely pass up to Newbury. Palmer going in on the net. Hand looking for a good position on the right. Newbury went for the backhand. It's a lovely pass out by Waghorn. No, two lines. Not going to count. It's not going to count. It was tight.
The officials were watching this one all the way. Keep your eye on the passer. He's on the wrong side of the blue line. The puck is picked up well and truly on the wrong side of the red line. It wasn't touched by Ware. The whistle had blown. The shot went, but that's not going to count.
Palmer. Selma Rodelin brings it out. Moria through to Paul 80. Paul 80 with a chance. Mackay got the angles all right. That didn't bounce too kindly for Newbury, but he's got support now from Paul Hand. Icing cold. Only two penalties in the match, both to Racers. No power play, therefore, from them. Perkins, well seen by White. King. Inside the final 5 minutes. Visitors still a goal adrift. Here's Perkins, being forced into the corner by White. Did well. No one there to collect that pass. Slater to David Smith. And again Young out of his goal to stop it going around the back. Plays it out to Curtin back. Just out of their end, but they need to do more with it than that. Curtin back. Perhaps a bit closer than Mackay thought. Picked up by Perkins. Moria can't collect. Comes out to David Smith. He's on his own. Now he's got support inside from Palmer, but he's turned away to go to the bench as the top line comes on. Didn't get too much of a breather. Curtin back, and Newbury, and driven across. It was by Palmer. Under 4 minutes left. Tate in possession. This is Moria. Good interception by Mike Ware. Had a little chip at that puck and it made all the difference. Ashley Tate at the back. Can't dig it out. Down to Tony Hand. Gets it out of the defensive end. Odlin looking to create an opening. Now Moria. 80 goes in front. They picked out the man behind him. It was Odlin. It's kept in. Now a chance of a breakout. Here's Newbury. Palmer to the left. And an offside call.
One or two tired legs out there, that's for sure. These guys have been skating for 57 minutes in this one. Some heavy sighs, some deep breathing. Newbury just couldn't gather up enough strength to get it together to get over the blue line. We're seeing a great finish here. Keep your eye on the Nottingham Panthers goaltender. If the score remains the same and the clock continues to tick down, they're going to pull him out in favor of an extra attacker.
Here come Panthers again. It's a good break from the back by Waghorn. And an offside call. Interesting sideline. If they don't pick up a penalty in the last 2 minutes and 58 seconds, it will be the first time for Nottingham Panthers this season in all three competitions, the Cup, the Heineken League and the playoffs, which amounts to 48 games. Excluding today, that is. They have not gone through a match without conceding a penalty. There have only been two, both been for races. And here's Moria. Picked out by Mackay. Clock stops again at 2:48 left.
You know, earlier on I criticized the Panthers for shooting right at the goaltender, but you have to give credit to Martin Mackay. He comes way out and he really gives them no option. Mackay is out there 10, 15 feet, and there's nowhere else to shoot but at the goalie. He's doing his job well.
Moria and Newbury at the face-off. They're all a bit too keen to go in. Back again, 80 to the right of Moria. But it comes out to Tony Hand, who just skates around as though he's just having a quiet afternoon, skating up and down the ice rink. But he can suddenly change things in pace and control. And he's ducked this one out. Newbury wanted it in front. Seconds tick away. Inside 2.5 minutes. And Newbury, it's blocked and cleared. Newbury scores! The player coach surely has decided the contest.
Newbury with an excellent shot from close in. A little flick shot. Second bite of the cherry comes right back onto his stick. That was fortunate for him, and that's in the back of the net. Tony Hand, Palmer providing all sorts of good forechecking up front. That comes right back to Palmer, and he says, let me try this again. This time I'll get it right. Or back to Newbury, rather. 6-4 the score.
And we're coming into the last minute. 80 for Nottingham Panthers. Trying to get Steve Moria through. He bides his time, picks out the right man. Kicked away. Stick in front of skate. Waghorn again. Got a deflection again. Panthers want to hold it in there to get a face-off at this end. 80. Waghorn offered himself, and the penalty is called against Ware on 80.
Ware picks up his second penalty of the game. Holding is the call. 29 seconds now. They'll have the man advantage for the rest of the game. And what kind of difference will this make?
It's the last action for Mike Ware. Holding and dismissing. As a result of that, the net is empty. power play. They will have 2 extra men on the ice. Nottingham Panthers. Face-off is just inside the defensive zone, so this is a gamble, but it's a gamble that's surely justified. But now here's a chance. Newbury goes in, just has to touch it and couldn't. Ends up on top of the puck, and that scores a certain amount of amusement.
Newbury's complaining that he was manhandled on the way in front of the net. This puck is bouncing. It's right at the end of the game. The ice is very, very choppy out there. And Newbury unable to bang that in the net. Hunt stayed with him all the way.
But with only 80 seconds left, of course, they've had to bring the man back between the pipes at this end. Newbury still holding it in there as we come into the last 10 seconds. Coach has set a very good example and scored what looked at the time to be the killer goal at 57-40, and in 8 seconds time it will prove to be the killer goal. Chase for Paul Adey, but he won't beat the clock. Murrayfield Racers have the 2 points in a good contest which offered a lot of quality hockey. Not all of it attacking hockey. We saw some good defending as well. We've seen 10 goals, and we've seen 2 teams who might well make it to the championship finals at Wembley the weekend after next. The final outcome, Murrayfield Racers 6, Nottingham Panthers 4.
There's the situation. Both those teams, Murrayfield and Nottingham, look like they'll go on and qualify for the later stages of the competition.